Black power.
Black power.
Black power.
That's what's wrong with the movement today,
Tell the truth.
and that's what's wrong with our community today, is that we're afraid to say black power.
Black power!
We're afraid to say black power.
Black power!
Black power for real.
Okay, brother, and the reason we're afraid to say black power is because we have been too indulged with the man. We've taken on the man ways, we've taken on the man action, we've taken on the man attitude, and we've taken on the way the man acts. And why is that? Because we've lost black power. Black power is not a dirty word.
No.
You understand? Black power means just what it means, the empowering of us.
Yes.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with it.
All races like to be empowered.
Yes.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I love all races, Dr. Doherty. I love all races. But I'm just saying now, the dirt and the slime and all the vile you see in our community is because we've taken the way of the beast of the man. We must get back to black power. Black power means empowering our community.
That's right.
Y'all forgive me, every time I wear this jacket, it makes me say black power.
Black power.
If I didn't have this jacket on, I wouldn't. Something about this jacket that empowers me. On that note, some time ago I met a brother who's always been the sharpest brother in the house. He embarrasses me. Either in the field or in the house. Some of the stuff I have on standing next to him is just embarrassing. So I thought I should wear my jacket today. But I want to tell you right now, this brother, if his presence is in the field, on the line, behind the DJ booth, wherever he's at, or up here, or with the Black Man Army,
Yes, sir.
he is a powerful brother. And the image of him,
BMA.
before he speaks, captures the people around him. I am so sorry that we're going to lose our dear Sgt.Major Brother Stokes.
Wow! He's leaving. Oh.
Yeah, he's moving to a more fertile land. He'll tell you all about that himself. So with this time, without me saying anything further, could I have you, this is the last time we'll see him for a while, because he's moving out of sound, could I have a nice standing ovation as I bring up no other than Sgt.Major Brother Stokes.
BMA.
And we've been gone. We've been feeding bad talked about. As sure as you moan.
I want to thank Brother Art, Brother Porter, and this magnificent organization. I didn't write anything down, but I just want to give you all a little brief summary, but I remember back in about 2006, I had a terrible day that day. I lost, my niece got killed in a car accident that day, and I got the call, and I guess it was a day or so later, there was a vigil held on 30th and Payne, where the car accident happened. She was 18 years old. She lost her life there. My sister, one of my other sisters was in the car, and a little child, a 1-year-old kid was in the car. It was okay, but I lost my niece. I can remember that day well. And I also remember when they had a vigil there. And I went to the vigil, and I remember seeing a group of people that was there, that was praying and speaking, and I remember meeting a lady there by the name of Judy Martin. And I began to talk with her, and she was telling me about this organization, and that I should come and just sit in and find out what it's about. We need to have you. I said, I'm gonna come. Well, I'll put it off a week, 2, whatever. Judy never stopped calling me. She said, you need to come. I said, why does this lady keep calling me? Why does she keep calling me? And she calls and calls. But anyway, I ended up coming to a couple of meetings. And that's when I met Brother Art, Brother Porter, and a whole lot of other brothers and sisters there. And I began to realize that the job that they was doing as activists and the job that they was doing in the community, uplifting our own black brothers and sisters, and not only the black brothers and sisters, they was uplifting everybody. So now I saw that. I said, this is something I need to do. This is something I need to do. So I made my mind up that day, I'm going to start doing this. I asked the Lord, I said, if this is what you want me to do, give it to me, I'm going to do it. If you need somebody to go, I said, Lord, send me. That's what he did. And it's been many years, you know, I look back today, I said, it's been a long time since I've been doing this. I have seen father's tears, I have seen mother's tears, I have seen nieces, nephews, children, I've seen a lot. And it just keeps pushing me. Instead of pulling me back, it pushes me more. And when I leave here in the city of Cleveland, I'm moving to Montgomery, Alabama. I bought me a house there.
All right.
In Montgomery. And my family and I were moving there within probably a week. I got everything together, and so that's going to be. But the Lord is sending me, and I told her, I said, baby, this is what he wants us to do. We're going to follow this path that he got us on. We're not going to veer off of that path. Because it's the reason why he's doing this. I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing. You better bet that. Because when I get there, it's going to be some organizations. It's going to be there. I'm never going to stop that. Because I hear the cry of the people. I hear that. And I know it's needed. You know, and this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. But, to make it short, I think about a lot of things. Like I said, I've seen a lot of things. But I want you guys to know that in any organization, we have activists, we have people that's working with the organization and doing different things like this here. But what I've seen since I've been here and dealing with black on black and dealing with Black Man's Army and other parts of, in the city doing things, we have to, I'm going to tell y'all, we have to tighten up more. When God put us on these paths, our heart has got to be in it. He's got to be in it. And everything else is going to come in play. It's going to come in play. I have a lot of people that ask me over the years, kids and adults ask me, so how are we going to stop this violence here in this city? How are we going to do that? We got to stop the violence. We got to stop the violence. Well, I'm here to tell y'all tonight that the answer to stopping this violence here in this city and any other city has always been there. It's us not recognizing the answer. The answer has always been there. How to stop this violence, how to straighten up this city of Cleveland. And it's simple. Love. If you had love, if people would learn to love one another more, all this stuff would stop. The hate would go away. The animosity, all this stuff would go away. Because people would know nothing else to do but to love one another. Not hurt, not commit these violent crimes on one another. It's simple. But we as a race and we as people don't want to, we act like we don't want to make that step. We know the answer. Y'all know it's love, loving one another. That's what's going to stop it. We know that. Everybody knows that.
Yes.
The answer has always been there. We just walks away from it. And then as soon as we walk away from it, that's when the devil gets into the mix. That's when we have all this corruption and all this mess going on here in this city and in any other city. That's why. It's the same answer I'm giving y'all tonight will work here in Cleveland, New York, Chicago, Detroit, wherever. It would work. Martin Luther King tried to preach the same thing. He said the same thing. Malcolm, everybody said the same thing. You got to love one another. That is the first thing we got to do. And all this stuff will change. This violence. I looked at Galatians and with the 2 kids that got killed next door. I remember that very well. I was here. Many of y'all was here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We fought for that. Brother Ott stood, he fought for that. And we got it done. I didn't know those people from Joe down the street. But it was something that had to be done. And we did it. We got to learn to better making sure that our kids, this is the change, and this is what's going to change everything. Making sure these little ones grow up with the proper education.
Do you know what my sister?
They have seen enough. But education, with the proper education, will change some of those rude and violent things that they have seen. Because with education, we teach them there's a better way.
Amen.
There's a better way. You don't have to pick up a gun.
Yes.
You don't have to sell drugs. You don't have to do these kind of things. That's what education would do.
Yes.
This is what we got to teach these kids. They have seen enough of all this other mess.
Yes.
They have gathered around too many poles with balloons and flowers and beer bottles, and they done seen enough of that.
Mm-hmm.
We done decorated this city enough. Now it's time to make a change. When will the change come?
Now.
How will the change come?
Starting with us.
Where do it start?
Now.
It starts with us right now. That's where it starts.
Yes.
It starts, even if just one person started, the next person might catch on to that.
That's
Even
right.
Like 2 people. Like Brother Art used to say, 2 or 3 of us down on the corner, people have a tendency to drive past us.
Yes.
But when they see a group of us standing out there, what's going on? They want to know what's happening. This is what power. He had that jacket that had power. That's the power he's speaking about. That's power. We got to realize the greatness of our power. We got to realize how to utilize that power. And you utilize it through education. You utilize it through loving one another. Try loving somebody you hate and watch the expression and watch how they treat you. Try loving somebody you turned your back around and just walked away from and watch how they treat you. It's the power. It's power in that. It's power in it. And that's all it takes. But once again, I'm not going to stay up here too long because I get carried away. But I want you guys to know that I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing. You will hear from me. I will be back. I will be back. And I'm going to know what's going on here in Cleveland. I'm never going to stop that. This is my home, and I love you all. Many of y'all that cried with me. I can remember so many things. This one incident, then I'm going to cut this short. I remember me and Brother Art was doing a vigil. I think it was off Kinsman area somewhere. And we was there, and I believe Judy was there too. And I had my flag. And I was in the backyard of this house when his father had lost his son and got killed. And they had a big garbage can barrel burning because it was cold out there. And they had the fire going and stuff. So after the vigil was over, I was getting my equipment and stuff together, taking it to my automobile, and I came back to get my flag. I said, I gotta get my flag. So I ran back in the back to get my flag out the backyard, and noticed I didn't see the flag. And looked in the barrel, and the flag was burning. One of the young men had took the flag and burnt it. I'm going to tell you, I was so upset. I didn't understand what was happening. But I'm going to tell y'all tonight that I understand now. I understand why he did that. It's the pain. Our youth is feeling pain. This is what it is. He thought this flag represents, he knows what this flag represents. He knows that. This guy could have been 18, he knows what this flag represents. But it was the hurt that he had, that somebody skin the same color as his skin. Probably around about the same age he was. had to leave here the way he left here. Sometimes you feel like, I felt then, at first I felt like, why would he do this? Don't he know what this flag represents? I just couldn't understand. I drove home, I just couldn't. I called my wife, I said, baby, you wouldn't believe what happened. That touched me in a whole lot of ways. But now, today, like I said, I understand now. This is the pain that's happening. This is the pain that our youngsters are feeling. They're crying out. But they're crying out in the wrong way. See? And we have a tendency, instead of helping them, instead of listening, we can sit down and say, well, okay, we're going to listen or talk with our kid or something like this here. That ain't getting it no more. Because the average kid you sit down and talk with, they're going to out-talk you. They're going to try to out-talk you. What you got to do is have a conversation with your kid.
That's right.
Have a conversation. How many of us really sit down and had a conversation with your kid? The majority of us sit down and we talk to our kids. We tell them this and we tell them that. But when you're having a conversation, you get more than just the feedback.
Tell the truth.
You getting feelings, you getting the understanding, you know where your child is at. That's the difference in that. That's the difference in that. That's what we need to do, a little bit more of that. And things will start to change. Things will start to change. And always remember, whatever you're doing, or whatever you guys up here doing, put God first. It'll work. It'll work. That's what I do. I put him first. I had no idea that I was going to be leaving the city of Cleveland this soon. I had no idea that things was going to move as quickly as they did. I told my wife, I said, well, let's go to Montgomery and just look around. Let's take a week and go down there and look around. When I left and head back to Cleveland, I had me a home there. It was done. Because he says, you worry about things that's already done. When you give it to the Lord, you leave it alone. And that's what I did. So once again, I just want to thank everybody, and I appreciate everything you guys done for me. I love you all. Brother Art, you have taught me so much. I never forget it. We've been through a lot. I've been through some stuff with you, brother. I'm going to tell you.
Could I share a moment? Stay right there. Could I share a moment? One of the most horrendous moments that me and Brother Stokes went to when it was in. It kind of reminded me of the insurrection at the White House. Me and Stokes got kind of caught up in an insurrection like that when the person got killed in Ferguson, and then after that, Tamir Rice got killed, and the people in Ferguson came to Cleveland. Oh, they were strong. They was real soldiers, weren't they?
Yes, sir.
And they said, y'all people in Cleveland don't know how to protest and do nothing. We come in and show you. And they came. Oh, man, they came strong. So, to make a long story short, one day, me and Brother Stokes, I had the Black Man Army bus. I don't know if Brother Stokes was riding with me. Anyway, we wound up at the big Walmart at the
Steel yard?
At the steel yard. So me and Stokes together, we see the brothers go in. Me and Stokes, we said, we're going in to use the bathroom. So we go in to use the bathroom. Honestly, use the bathroom. And when we came out, all of a sudden we saw these brothers marching down the aisle, about 50 of them. And Stokes looked at each other. We was in the middle of it, man. Here we go. And the brothers started shoving stuff, and security started trying to stop us. Them brothers just went on through security, and the people in the crowd, they just stood back and looked. I'm telling you, Brother Stokes had the video. Yeah. We took over that whole, it's unbelievable. Yeah. We took over that whole
Super
Walmart in the steel yard coming. To this day, I don't believe it. And I just knew any time the National Guard was going to come in and the police was going to come in and beat us all up and scoop us out. I said, let's get the footage of it so they'll know that we are peaceful. You know what I'm saying? So, and I'm telling you, brothers, don't do this. But anyway, we took over that Walmart, that big Walmart, for about an hour. Even the security, after they tried to do something, they started standing on the side.
Yes, sir.
Brother Stokes getting it all, you understand, in the uniform, you understand? So, to make a long story short, after an hour of taking over this place, then say, well, hey brothers, come on, we gotta go, it's time to march out. So we marching out, going out. I said, oh Lord, I know now, God, every time we get outside, they're gonna throw us on the ground and kill us. We marched out, me and Brother Stokes. The first person we saw as we walked out the door was Chief Calvin Williams in his black, white uniform. Chief said, go ahead. Anyway, to make a long story short, we were able to take over that Super Walmart and come out unscathed, man. You're right, God is good.
Yes.
I'll never forget it. It's unbelievable. You understand? But that's just one of the experiences that me and Sgt.Major Stokes went through. You wouldn't believe it if you weren't there. But we controlled that whole Walmart for an hour. Yeah, go ahead.
That's definitely good. So once again, I'd like to thank you, Brother Hart. Thank you for that. Brother Porter, I mean, what can I say, brother? You've done so much for me. HJS, I'm sitting here right now with giving my blessings and telling you to listen to it.
Yes, sir.
I mean, with the music that we've done here and CDs and stuff like that, I believe that CD is going to go all over the world.
I expect it.
That was some kind of CD for some reason. I don't know why that CD just got like that, but it was something special about it. And I'm glad
Yes,
to
sir.
be a part of it, you know, and working with you guys on that.
Thank you.
And thank you all. BMA!
BMA!
I might run into you in Montgomery, man.
Come on down. The weather was like 80